All right, let's review converse, inverse, contrapositive. Let's say that you have a conditional statement. For example, I'm going to say, if it snows, it never snowed this year, you guys. If it snows, then Nova is closed. I'll make it up. Nova is closed. Suppose that is a conditional statement. Well, that is a conditional statement. Look, P is it snows. So that's going to be my hypothesis. I'll write P there. Conclusion is Nova is closed. That's going to be, I'm going to write Q for this. So if that is your conditional statement, what they mean by write a converse, okay, is to switch P and Q. You just have to switch it, okay? So the original order is P implies Q, right? Converse is Q implies P. So converse of my blue statement will be if Nova is closed. Yeah, write that Q part first, right? Then, what do you think comes after that? Then it snows. Nonsense now, right? I mean, the first one at least made some sense, right? If it snows a lot, then yeah, Nova will be closed. I'll write down true here. This is true. I think I wrote a true proposition there. But what about the converse? If Nova is closed, then it snows. No, that's not true, right? Nova may be closed because it's a holiday, or we have a fire alarm, So this is false. I'll say this is false. Not really. This is not really true, okay? Now, let me show you how to write the inverse. Okay, inverse. Inverse means you will have to negate both P and Q. Okay, negate. See that squiggly line means not. So you keep these in the same places. P and Q stay in the same places. See, I may even do this. I'm going to just copy this, okay? Take a look. I'll duplicate this statement. But instead, I have to just add not there. So I'll do something like, if it doesn't, see, there's that negation, right? If it doesn't snow, then I should say Nova is not closed. Okay, so that is how you make an inverse. You keep the P and the Q at the same places. Don't switch the order, but just negate the P and Q. If it doesn't snow, so it's like a sunny day, then Nova is not open. Then Nova is open. Well, think about it though. You may have a super sunny day that isn't a snowy day, but Nova could still be closed, right? Because think about cases like a holiday. So is this necessarily true? Not really. So this sentence, if you think about it, this isn't true again. Okay, and I'm writing these true or false down so that we can talk about logical equivalence later. Okay, now let me do the last one, which is called contrapositive. Contrapositive is converse and inverse combined. You have to just switch them both. So do Q implies P, but you negate those both. Okay, not only you switch the order, but you negate them. So not Q implies not P. So here is the last contrapositive. Look, if Nova is not closed, oh, I have to go, baby woke up. All right, I'll just write this and I'll go. Then it doesn't snow. Let's take a look. So lots of negations kind of sound confusing, but let's see if this is true or false, okay? If Nova's open, then it didn't snow, okay? If Nova's open, then it didn't snow. I think that's true, right? I'm sorry, I have to force I can't force this because I'll tell you why. I know it's gotta be true because a conditional statement and contrapositive are always logically equivalent. They always have the same truth value. So if the original statement is true, then the contrapositive have to be true. Okay, so these two are logically equivalent. Now the other two guys, converse and inverse, are logically equivalent. They are the pairs. So the last question on this quiz, I think question 5, the last part, is asking you to identify pairs of propositions that are logically equivalent. That's it. Your original conditional statement and contrapositive are logically equivalent, and converse and inverse are logically equivalent. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do question 5 and I'll stop. Okay, where did that go? All right, I'll be quick. If Teresa works in Maine, then she works in the north. Converse will be talking about how she works in the north first. If she works in the north, then she works in Maine. That will be the converse. Identify the inverse. Inverse would be just negating them both. If Teresa doesn't work in Maine, then she doesn't work in north. Contrapositive will be switching them both. If she doesn't work in north, then she doesn't work in Maine. Okay? I'm doing it real quick, so I don't know if I made a mistake, but kind of, I think you get how you write these sentences. Now, here's the last one. Select all pairs of propositions that are logically equivalent. It's always conditional and contrapositive and converse and inverse. Okay, no matter what kind of proposition they throw at you, it's always going to be those pairs. So that is it for question 5.